Welcome in. Can you hear me okay? Testing, testing. So what's good, bro? Can you hear me? Sound check is good. Thank you so much. Man, one thing's for sure, two things for certain. Scorpio, the zodiac sign Scorpio, and the energy thereof when it comes to Scorpio can be intense. It can be intense. And it's intense with the combination of Scorpio and Aquarius. It brings an intensity through the Scorpio energetic and the Aquarius add on attachment is astonishing. It astonishes me. And I'm so appreciative of knowledge and information. However, sometimes it can be intense. It's intense. It can be intense. So I wanted to go live to talk about the energy. Let's put both of the AirPods in so the sound quality will be even better. I have this. I'm in a location where the music is playing, so I don't know if you can here. Let me know if the sound quality changes. Just let me know. I appreciate you for joining the Discord for real. That's gonna be like powerful, a powerful place. It's gonna be a powerful place for us to link. If you're just getting here, welcome. Um, I don't know. I have a pattern of pointing up here because on TikTok it's right here. I don't know how you see it, but if you go to my bio, you'll see a Discord link there. Apparently it works. Man, Scorpio energetic combined with this stellium and Aquarius is intense. It's intense. I'm thankful. I'm thankful. I'm learning to accept things, but I thought today, like, or within the past hour, I was like, acceptance is a great thing. However, I don't have to like it. I don't have to like it. That's where I'm at. Welcome if you're over here on TikTok. If you click on this lab coat here, which is the same lab coat on my YouTube channel, the same name, same spelling, just squish all the letters together with no spaces, you'll be able to find me on YouTube. I'm live doing donation-based readings and also doing some demonstrations and expressing what's on my mind a little bit on this beautiful Saturday. Thank you for the double taps, the likes, the shares. TikTok, you have a different angle. Let me know if I have any boogers. You have the booger angle. You're on booger detail over here on TikTok. Okay, happy birthday to all the Aquarians out there. Um, a knowledgeable birthday for all the Aquarians. If you have the moon in Scorpio, a transformative and a renewing lunar return in Scorpio. Doesn't mean you have to like it. I don't have to accept it either, but acceptance helps. Pretty Tina, thank you so much. How are you? You're more than welcome. Thank you so much for the double taps. You're more than welcome to come over here to YouTube. Same name, same lab coat, same brown face. Do have a Scorpio sun on the sidereal side. You do have a sidereal sun on the Scorpio side. You do. So that makes for some of the Scorpio, the energy of Scorpio to be significant as well as Sagittarius. Intensity and teaching combined forces. Your last life, perhaps you were an alchemist or a metaphysicist. Maybe a surgeon, even. Possibly. Griselda, hello there again. Welcome. I have y'all on the side because my mic, my sound quality is good. So if you want to hear me well, um, you can stay over here on TikTok if you enjoy the voice. Looks a little funny, but I think the sound quality is good. It's -14 in Woodside. Probably. It's pretty cold outside. It is quite cold. It is quite cold. I want to see how cold it is where I'm at. As you can see, I'm all bundled up still, and I'm inside. There's a draft coming from this window. So we're dealing with it. They're accepting the weather. Some people, there's a lot less people outside because of the fear of the cold. That in itself is extremely intense. Oh, I can't go outside. It's cold. So it feels like -14 where I'm at. It's 9 degrees where I'm at. It feels like -14. It says the low is 2, but we're well below the 2 degree. Pretty Tina, you're a Scorpio moon. Wonderful. Royal, thank you so much. Share some of that warmth. Share that. West Philly -10. Okay. Feels like -10. It's not -10. Feels like -10 with the wind. because of the wind chill factor. Octu, welcome. I'm currently on YouTube simultaneously. I'm doing a dual live. So you can stay over here on TikTok if you enjoy the voice quality. I honestly would probably be on TikTok too because the voice quality is a little better. Um, however, TikTok is secondary. YouTube is the primary right now. I'm doing donation-based readings from there, but you can also ask questions here. I'm doing, like I said, I'm doing duality here right now. 62 in Georgia? Probably still cold to you, huh, Pretty Tina? I'm the brightest star friend you have? The brightest? What does that mean? Are you calling me? What does that mean? Talk to me. Come on in here. Talk to me. The brightest star friend. If I'm the brightest star friend, you don't have enough star friend. Feel there's no difference when you're in it. Well, there's a difference between 9 degrees and -14. There's a difference. Oh, you say it's nice, Pretty Tina? I'm glad you're enjoying that. I'm imagining that. I'm in my imagination. You know, sidebar, the sun is in Aquarius, and I did some research on the whole idea of saying bless you to somebody. Wow, that was crazy. And I don't think I'm gonna say bless you anymore. I don't think I'm gonna say bless you anymore. I think that you know, you sneeze, you sneeze. And the reason is because I found out that the reason that people say bless you is because of this Saint Gregory character. And I was like, who is Saint Gregory? I say bless you to someone and that's supposed to be polite because Saint Gregory said so? I don't know. So I'm feeling a little rebellious in my nature. Would you be kind and speak to Saturn conjunct Neptune at 1 degree coming up? Is that kind? Is that what you call kind? I'm actually doing donation based readings over here on YouTube, but I can interject that in for you, Octu. Um, I can mesh that, blend that like seasonings in a hamburger a little bit, mend it. I can mend it in, kind of like a massage. I'm thinking about a massage, so um, is Neptune at the first degree already? I thought it was at the 0th degree. Let me check here. Neptune is at 0 degrees and 20 arc minutes. You're jumping the gun there a little bit, Octu. You're jumping the gun a little bit. It is coming. It's already here for the collective. Oh, the etymology of bless? I don't even know if I looked up the etymology of bless. I think I did, and somehow got to the St. Gregory guy. Got to the St. Gregory guy. Yeah, when it's within 1 degree, for this, you asked about 1 degree, 0 degrees and 20 arc minutes, which is where Neptune is right now, is even closer than a degree. I usually give an orb of 1 to 2 degrees, usually, for the energy to be felt. It's more, it's more, it's felt a little more intense within 2 degrees. They give an orb. Some schools of thought give an orb of 5 degrees. I think that's a little big. Not saying that you can't still feel the energy, but it's a little wide. I work with tighter orbs, if you will. 2 degrees max. Thank you for the double taps on TikTok and YouTube. Thank you so much. Um, wow. You know, the beginning of Aries is a special place, Octu, for the collective. Reading Llewellyn's books, 3 is the standard, I believe. 3 is the standard for what? Does what mean the literature is heightened also? I'm not sure if you're talking to me or what. Royal Karma, how are you? But the 0th degree, I'm gonna pull up a chart on YouTube here. Um, do I have a chart here? I do have a chart here. This is a chart. This is a chart actually for 1316. What time is it now? 4:06. 1609. This chart is 2 hours off. Or it's not off, it's 2 hours earlier. Griselda, take your time. Thank you so much for being here. Stopping by. I appreciate the time that you've been here. But Neptune here is at a very important point. This 0 degree point is and marks the beginning of spring. So Neptune, the planet of spirituality, is at a spring, the beginning of spring energy, that newness, that freshness, that it activates the imagination. One. It's also interesting to see what type of mind altering stuff that comes out here. You're gonna want to be careful a little bit here. Things that you put in your mouth, pause, unpause. When it comes to health and wellness, right? As far as the head and the face collectively. Could possibly have to do with the immune system and germs. Who knows what the hell going on? But this is it's an important, important place. It signifies the highlight of um who's shepherd? Who is shepherd? Who is that shepherd? Who just sent me a cash app? Thank you so much. Thank you so much for that. Um, I want to see what it was. I thought it out the corner of my eye. Look at that. You put your whole birth information in there. You have a specific question for me? Royal? Karma? think I have a pencil. I do. I appreciate you. Do you have a question for me? I feel like I did your chart before. It looks familiar. Did I do your chart? Have I pulled your chart before? I feel like I have. Happy belated birthday to you. I hope that your birthday and birthday month, you're realizing some things about yourself. Aquarius's main feature dish is knowledge and truth, mainly of yourself, because the sun signifies, symbolizes who you are at the core. Quite a bit of energy clustered in Aquarius, not only for you, but for all Aquarians. The mind is more active, more focused on acquiring and acquisition, a little bit of a temper and frustration expressed if you're used to holding in your feeling as an extrovert, because Aquarius is an extrovert. Your phone is about to die. No, no. Well, charge your phone. Maybe I'll do a video on Neptune and Aries and tag you. Thank you so much, Atu. I appreciate you. Neptune at the 0th degree. You got to be prepared. Coming on here um, with a low battery is not going to get you far. TikTok. I don't know why TikTok's drains the battery so much. All right, putting your birth information in here. Royal Karma. 13 degrees. Is that right? It's actually happy belated birthday. When I see in January, I assume that you're an Aquarius. You're not an Aquarius. You're not an Aquarius at all. You're a Capricorn with a Libra rising and a Sagittarius moon. Does that sound like you? Let's look and see what your perfection year is. Royal karma. Okay. So you are in a 10th house perfection year. Which brings a highlight to the career. You might see something significant pop up June, July, more like July of this year. July is pivotal month for you. You got a little ways, right, for that. Hopefully, it's an increase for you in regards to your career this year. There's a lot there, and it all starts this month. That's powerful. Um, a lot more responsibilities, maybe even. See that? A lot more responsibilities, a lot more activity starting in July. It picks up significantly. Miss Cree, how are you? Welcome in. It's quite a bit. A lot of reading, a lot of writing, a lot of dotting your I's, a lot of crossing your T's, and such. That's a lot. And so, what's interesting about that is that with your chart, the transiting sun is activating your heart chakra, maybe. I don't know if it's the heart chakra or not, but themes surrounding your heart and what it is that you love. Although you're engaged with a lot of work, the past 20 days has been activating play, entertainment, recreation. And so It may benefit you to have a balance with the amount of work that you do and incorporating a little bit of play. So I know I'm setting off alarms apparently. YouTube couldn't hear that, but you guys could. Anywho, um, that's a big feature for you. And if you're doing a court case, it's interesting. Uranus is in Taurus, and this month, Uranus being in Taurus, been there for approximately 7 years. It went into Gemini and then it went retrograde back into Taurus. So it kind of comes back to going back to knowledge that you've already known about, right? Too, and following the money, you know, following the money, maybe following the money of the court case you're engaged in or this company or something like that. The worth and the value, or the worth and the value of your entire process, compensation on a material level. On a psychological and personal level, it's knowing your value and knowing your worth. Demiurge star? I don't know what you mean by the demiurge star. What is the demiurge star? Um, Readings, Kenneth. I'm doing donation-based readings. But if this is your first time, I can definitely share with you a little bit about your Virgo sun. Oh no, you're just mentioning I Virgo. Greetings, I Virgo. Or is Virgo the gut? Is Virgo under spiritual attack? Is it under spiritual attack? I don't know why what it is when people ask me about spiritual attack. I mean, you're um constantly under spiritual attack. There's honestly always opposing forces present. Ms. Westmoreland, welcome. How are you? Scorpio Sun, Aquarius Moon. That's the opposite of what's going on right now. Aquarius Sun and Scorpio Moon. Um, to sum up your chart, Royal Karma, because I know you got a lot going on right now. Aquarius also has to do with the nervous system and mindset. No, it's interesting to me how the 11th house is in a forever ship with the 5th house. When I say forever ship, I mean in a forever relationship with each other. And I'm talking about the houses, and with the 11th house and the 5th house, it brings the zodiac signs Leo and it brings the zodiac sign Aquarius. So Aquarius is naturally the 11th house, 11th sign, and Leo is naturally the 5th house. The 5th house and Leo have to do with play. Aquarius and the 11th house have to do with knowledge and truth. And so you're engaged, it sounds like, through a lot of truth and technical processes and function. So even though it seems like you should stay in the books or constantly dotting your I's and crossing your T's and doing this work. Give yourself some break because that break actually assists in you reaching some of your goals. It's the number one thing for you, honestly. You know, um, because the way your situation is, I mean, by birth. I would love to sit down with you, um, and do your chart, but I don't think now is a good time for you to get your chart done because you're overworked. And next month is when you're really gonna have to pace yourself. You're already a Capricorn, so if you don't slow down, you're gonna spiral. I'm just giving it to you straight. No chaser. You're gonna spin out. Let's see. You're what? Are you a Pisces yet? At the age of 30, you progress to a 13-degree Aquarius. Let's see. Um, you're a 28-degree Aquarius right now. So you have approximately, yeah, you're on the road to burnout, baby. You're on the road to burnout. One of the main reasons you're on the road to burnout is because you're not pacing yourself. Theoretically, potentially, I don't know anything about you. I don't even know what you look like. Well, I see a little face there. I don't know. You got glasses on. You're hiding. But you're also experiencing a Mars return. I don't know if you're aware of that with your chart. Mars is the planet, it's the god of war. In some schools of thought, some people look at it as a god, warrior god, or goddess. So the temper is real short fuse, right? You've already begun to spiral. Let's see when it started. Wait a minute. Let me put your name on this chart. Okay. Wow. Correct me if I'm wrong. Okay, so what was I looking for? Looking for Mars. Mars is at 12 degrees right now. Let's go back here. Back. Excuse me. January 29th. January 28th, January 29th, you know, is when it all started. Probably started before that, but that's when you really started with the energy. Relax, balance, find some balance there. Royal Karma, with a name like Royal Karma, makes me think that if you don't listen to yourself and do what you know that you need to do, then you pay for it doubly. You have a good sense of reason and rationale. Reminds me of like the good angel, the bad angel on the shoulder. They both talk to you regularly, and you get like hunches. You know what a hunch is? A hunch. Okay, what did you ask me? How could me, possibly get a personal progress and solar return reading review? Reach out to me. You can go to my website. Um, I asked you to subscribe to um my Discord channel. Stoke joined the Discord. My website is on the Discord. If you want a reading, you got to find me. Seek and you shall find. I don't know if you can message someone here on here. I don't know if I have my website on there, but I have my website on the Discord. I put it on there today. For Stoke. Are you ready to go? Are you ready to do your solar return? You said solar return for progress, personal progress and solar return. Are you ready to do that today? You want to do that today? We could do it today. No, it's not challenging. It's not challenging. It's challenging because you're saying because you're in your head about it being challenging. It's not challenging. And if it is challenging, it's not a challenge that you can't do with all the shit that you're doing with the court case and dealing with this powerful New York corporation business. It's not something that you can't handle. Not with a chart like you. Don't tell me it's challenging. Oh, Lex, so it's challenging. I don't want to hear it. I'm not going for that. No, not as a Capricorn with Saturn exalted in Libra. No, not going for it. Nope. It's a matter of you being accountable for your time, incorporating fun and enjoyment or relaxation, and then your time to study and do the court case. If you're doing the court case like your life depends on it, like you don't have any time, you can't sleep a day, you can't get 8 hours, you gotta sleep 3 hours only, then your your karma's coming around quickly. You're losing before you've already started, actually. And what's interesting about your chart is that when Mars returns, is the god of war, but it doesn't mean that we have to go through a bunch of fighting and arguments to when that phase happens. Because it also is a craftsman where you're on point. Mars, the symbol of Mars, where's Mars? Mars is right here. It's a symbol of a shield and a spear, or a sword or a projectile. Use your imagination a little bit, right? And so it's a planet of activation. You know, wherever Mars is, so you're activated, you're charged, you have this energy. If you aren't in that you harness it and work within time blocks, it'll move smoother for you. You know how it is when things are in order. You're naturally an individual who works best when things are in order. If you're all over the place, well, I did a lot of work, but I'm exhausted. I'm passing out. I'm falling asleep. You know, that's unacceptable. Balance is okay. I'm gonna get up on this. I'm gonna make breakfast for myself. I'm gonna be charged. Actually, before that, it's actually getting proper rest for yourself. I'm gonna get 8 hours. When I wake up, I'm gonna do a gratitude list. I'm gonna love myself a little bit, get something to eat and go right into it for an hour. And then I'm gonna take a break. Yo, welcome. I'm on YouTube. Same name, same lab coat, same brown face. Come through. I'm doing deep dive donation based readings, reading people for filth over here right now. Come double tap. Hurry. Mars has already been activated. You weren't listening to me. I said Mars has been activated since um, January 29th. That's when Mars came back to where it was. Right now it's at 12 degrees. When you were born, it was at 3 degrees, right where Pluto is. Pluto is visiting your Mars. 28th, 29th. Yeah, 28th. If you want to go with orbs, on the 27th, it was at 2 degrees. So basically, the Mars Pluto conjunction is where your Mars is at. Mars is transforming how you activate. So there's been a shift. There's a major shift with, like, you're probably wondering what you should do first. That's probably, you probably spend 2 or 3 hours wondering, what should I do first? What should I do first? What should racking your brain about what you should do first. And so that's where the balance comes in. It's a matter of you taking care of yourself first. And you had that marker and that sign activation on your birthday. I'm not sure. You're asking me to go, I would have to go back into the chart for that. I'm not doing that right now. You would have to sit down with me and we do going back into years and dates. It's a little more involved. But Mars moves, it takes 2.5 years. 2 years. It takes 2 years approximately for Mars to go around the zodiac, depending on the Miss Cree, did you subscribe to the Discord? Did you find it? So if it's 2026, potentially 2024, potentially 2020, 22, 2000, or 2020 rather, 2018, 2018, possibly. What house is your Mars in your natal chart? You don't know what house your natal Mars is in? You're not sure where your planets are. You probably got court papers all over you. You don't got not a near chart around you. You want me to do a reading for you, and you don't even got your chart in front of you? Royal karma. Royal karma. All right, now. Royal karma. Yeah. Did you go to the Discord, Miss Free Moon? Well, if most of what you learn is from me, I would encourage you. You would benefit so much from when you're on the live here, especially if I have a chart and I'm pointing to certain things, that you would have a visual, like your chart with you, especially if you donate for a reading and you're learning. Unless you're not really interested in learning and being able to pick up some of the stuff on your own, then I get it. That's fine. I could do that. However, it's like a shortcut when you have an idea of your own chart. Even if you have someone else read your chart, like, it's a great idea to be knowledgeable of your own chart. There's little download you pick up along the way. And so if you learn from me, also know that I encourage people to be able to interpret, maybe not their entire chart by themselves, but to be able to make sense of it a little bit so we can have like a little momentum going when it comes to interpreting the chart. That's how you really learn. You begin to have, how I've gotten to this point is logging my planetary stations and seeing my chart in my head, and it acts as a shortcut when I go somewhere or I hear somebody talk about something. It's an automatic connection. Oh, oh wow, oh yeah, you're right. I do. I see that. Where do you see the look? Where do you see that? Do you have a chart in front of you? No, I don't. I have it in my mind. I have it in my mind, and so I see it because I've taken the time to memorize it. It took a little time to memorize where the planets were in my chart, but it's worth it. It's valuable. I'm not asking you any question right now. It's not. This is not a test time. This is deep dive donation based interpretations and talking about the sun in Aquarius and the moon in Scorpio right now. If you were to look at something for growth purposes, for learning purposes, then look to see what house your Mars is in your chart. Do you have a copy of your chart? I'm curious. Do you have a copy of your chart? I don't know what that little squiggly thing is that you got there, what language that is. Um, I don't know what that is, that symbol. XA 4. If that means house 4, then you're right. I'm looking at your chart. I got your chart in front of me. And Mars is in the 4th house when we look at it, which is here. Um, 4th house. What is that squiggly symbol? What is that symbol? Is that a fancy way to say house, 4th house? Huh. Yeah, so Miss Cree, if you are looking and you're interested in a progress and a solar return chart analysis, that's not something that I'm offering on the lives. That's something that I would do on an audio call or a FaceTime call so I can show you the chart if you're interested in that. I'm not sure if you went to the website. Um, that's what I was saying. If you subscribe to my Discord, then I can share my information, my contact information. I feel comfortable doing it on Discord. I think that's a great place to do it. The 4th house, royal karma, is not truth and knowledge, but because you have Aquarius in the 4th house, you have Aquarius in the 4th house. So your 4th house personally is an environment that is filled with truth and knowledge. And that Aquarius is on your 4th house cusp, which it shows according to the time that you gave me. Which is another testimony or marker that signifies the importance of themes surrounding your family and the truth about the family. I'm being a revolutionary for the family right now. Are you with me? But I think that, and so when I say to have fun, fun is, it has to do with relax. It has to do with valuing yourself. It's not necessarily going out to the club. It's not necessarily spending money. It's really collecting yourself. Relaxing is a form of self love. Rejuvenating yourself, taking care of yourself. Nadal, welcome in. Thank you so much for liking the lives. I'm doing deep dive donation based readings. Excuse me. Talking about Sun in Aquarius, Moon in Scorpio, Uranus and Taurus, and that relationship between Aquarius and Taurus. Still in the season of value, knowing your worth, and valuing yourself. I appreciate you for always liking the live. It helps out a lot. The universe has been treating me 1 minute, actually 1 second at a time. Milliseconds too, but for the sake of the conversation, we'll work with seconds. Treating me with seconds, treating me in seconds, it's treating me in minutes, it's treating me on the half of the hour, it's treating me on the hours, it's treating me on the, you know, by zodiac sign, 2 hours at a time. I'd like to think that I'm doing well. That I'm in a peaceful state, regulated and well. I don't really know. Let me see if I can find this here. Being that a sun is in Aquarius deals with truth. What is the root meaning of the word blessed? Let's see. I don't know. I said at the beginning of this live that I'm no longer going to say bless you to people, because when I did the research, it came from a guy named Gregory, St. Gregory, by the way. He said, oh, you say bless you when someone sneezes. So the word blessed comes from Old English, bletzian, bledsian, meaning to consecrate, make holy, or mark with blood. Yep, blood is the key to the original meaning of blessed. The blood connection The root is linked to Proto-Germanic, blood equals blood. In early Germanic and Norse cultures, blood was sacred. To bless something originally meant to mark something with blood as sacred, protected, or set apart. Animals, altars, tools, and even people were symbolically marked in rituals to dedicate them to divine protection or holy purpose. Now, there's nothing wrong with that. Be less. I used to go along those lines, but this is saying something different. Modern meaning. Today, when we say someone is blessed, it carries echoes of all those older meanings. Set apart, favored by divine forces, protected, graced with goodness, consecrated in some way, marked as sacred. Set apart and marked for sacred favor or protection. The question is whose sacred protection? It gets tricky. It gets tricky. You know, I'm going to explore that a little bit more. But I didn't know that blessed automatically carries the blood. Makes sense. Blood is key in the original meaning of the word. I love it too. I appreciate it. I do appreciate it. But I'm not essentially marked with blood. Well, I guess I am marked with blood because I have blood inside my body, but I'm at peace. I'm at peace is more descriptive of than blessed. But I know what you mean. Another rabbit hole. What is that symbol that keeps happening there in front of the comments? What is that? I know what that means. What does that mean? Thank you so much for the double taps, the likes, the shares, the follows. I appreciate y'all for hanging out with me on this intense energy Saturday. Yeah, it doesn't show as the number 3 for me. It looks like a different language. Got an A and then a symbolism there. I don't know what that is. I don't know if you can see it, but it's different. Johnny, what's good? I'm good, bro. I'm well. I'm in a peaceful state. Thank you for asking. Can you hear me good? Is the signal good? Is my volume good? It's all good. Thank you for. Can you hear the music too? You can hear the music. It's not drowning me out, is it? 2156 in the UK. It's 456 in the East Coast of the United States. No music. Yeah, this microphone is not connected to this live. This y'all are connected to the AirPods, but TikTok is connected to the microphone. Yeah, no music. There's noise cancellation. Is canceling it out. Thank you so much for letting me know. I appreciate that. Sun in Aquarius, Moon in Scorpio. Fixed. Two of the fixed signs, two marks of the beast, the bestial signs. Do we have a grand cross in there? We do not have a grand cross. We have more like a T square going on here. Aquarius is a bestial sign. Man is considered a beast. Taurus, the bull is considered a beast. Scorpion or the eagle is considered a beast. And the lion is considered a beast. So we have planets located in Aquarius. We have planets located in Taurus. We have a planet in Taurus. And we have the moon, which is considered a planet in Scorpio. These are 3 of the 4 bestial signs that planets are in. And so if we do a little mathematical, a little eyeball symbolism math, when I say symbolism math, is we can look at this picture here and recognize that Aquarius is the middle point of Taurus and Scorpio. They meet here in Aquarius. So it kind of makes for this Pluto, Mars, Sun, Venus. Oh, look at that. Mercury's in Pisces now. Well, you look at that. That happened today. There's a shift of thought processes. Interesting collectively. So splashes into Pisces. Mercury's entering, Saturn's leaving. Mercury's trying to catch Saturn before it leaves. Hey, I got to tell you something, but it never catches. It never catches. This program here, I use quite a few programs, but this program that I've used the most is Astro Gold. Is this John? I'm over here on YouTube, by the way. Anybody who's over here on TikTok, you're enjoying the conversation, you can find me if you squeeze all these letters together and put the @ symbol in the beginning over on YouTube. Same lab coat, same brown face. You're more than welcome. Yeah, Astro Gold. I like Astro Gold. I don't know if you can see here at the top. This says hour, I think. Yeah, it says hour, and you see a little arrow here, a little arrow there. I can toggle between hours, minutes, weeks, months, years ever so quickly with the tap of a button. I can go forward, I can go backward, forward, 2 steps forward, 2 steps back, you know, and such, so on and so forth. So on and so forth. So, over the course of the next 7 days, like 1 more week, we'll be approaching this new moon, another beginning of a cycle again. It's out with the Capricorn for this year, and in with the newness of Aquarius, which is knowledge and truth and being set free, in a sense, through truth, living your truth, simultaneously living your truth and knowing your worth. Some people want it all, but I don't want nothing at all if I don't have truth. The truth will set you free. It's great news. And if you're into following your chart and learning this stuff, Aquarius, the house placement that Aquarius is in is what's highlighted right now, generally speaking. Denoted by this symbol here. The stellium is getting smaller and smaller over the course of the next week. Venus and Mercury will both be in Pisces. And then it'll just be the Sun, Mars, and Pluto, or Pluto, Mars, and the Sun. So things are going to heat up a little bit, maybe not in the temperature outside, but there will be an activation of sorts of knowledge, of truth, of revolution, revolutionary energy in the air. And the defending of truth and knowledge. You have the concept of it down, but the detail and symbols, I'm still trying to figure out which one. All of them? There's so much in the symbolism. So much in the symbolism. There's so much in the root meaning of the words. The root meaning of the words can carry you into the details a little bit, one way. For example, what a sign that you maybe struggle with coming up with the details. I'll show you a little something, a little demonstration. So you know the zodiac, that's cool. And some of the planetary references, okay. Familiar with general symbols, but top one in Pisces. So Pisces is the one that you're challenged with? Is that what you're saying? Is that what I'm hearing you say? Johnny, welcome in. What the placement are referring in correspondence of the system to daily stuff. Well, the house placement, the system is the zodiac sign in the house, right? And the planet in the house. You know, the house is the area of life, and the zodiac sign are the character traits or the actions, and the planet is the actions too. So, like for example, this here, we can see that the moon is in the fourth compartment. The moon has to do with emotions, quite simply, and the fourth house has to do with family. So, this individual, if this were a person, the emotions of this individual would be balanced or based on fairness inside the home dynamics or the family dynamic. And that could be one interpretation. The thing of it is there's a slew of interpretations. So the practice or the art of it is getting a feel for, and you get a feel for what it is through repetition. You know what I'm saying? For example, this chart, the sun is self-expression. In the eighth house, the house of intimacy, right? Expressing one's intimacy or expression of self in areas surrounding intimacy. Now, intimacy doesn't only have to be physical intimacy with someone who you like, that you're attracted to. It could be intimacy in regards to a bond that you have with someone that you care for and care with. It could even be intimacy, could even be looking like paying a bill. That's an intimate feature. It's intimate because it's secret. right? Only you and the company know how much you owe specifically. That's secret. Eighth house stuff, right? And it's a sharing of resources. You're sharing your resources, and the company is sending you a bill. Shh, don't say here, pay me, right? It's a secret engagement. It's an eighth house endeavor. That's why I say that bills and debts have to do with the eighth house as well. But it can also tie into and be parallel and correspond to the resources of others, the worth of somebody else. So expressing the truth, right, and knowledge, right, in intimate circumstances and in areas where intimacy is involved, or areas of life that deal with you merging with somebody else. Jupiter, are you seeing what I'm saying here? That the interpretation is picking one word. So, but you're a triple air, but are you a triple air in the eighth, 12th, and fourth? Like, for example, this is Jupiter. Jupiter is the planet of one word, one action word could be teaching, right? Teaching. In the first house deals with one's personality. So this would be the teacher, someone who is actually in the act of teaching and learning how to teach, excuse me, and doing it with emotions, with intensity, with feeling, by nurturing. This individual nurtures people. You can see this person's care for somebody else through the way in which they teach. Jupiter, care, Cancer, nurturing, almost like a mother figure. Cancer, first house, personality, persona, it emanates from their persona, if you will. And so it's a matter of practicing with that in your chart and people that you're close to. It's a great idea to start with your family members and the people that you know. You can play with it a little bit. And you can juggle with it and see. You can be like, hey, well, I wanted to ask you a question. I'm doing this practice here. This brown guy on YouTube showed me how to practice this. I want to see if this resonates with you. If this practice with you for a moment. Ask you a question. Try it like that. That's how I started. All right, I'm having trouble with my Discord account. Not use it. Let's do it. What is your screen name? It's like maybe it's mine. Well, um, um, I don't know. You can't respond to chats on here. I'm gonna hook you up right now, Miss Cremo. Did let me do this for you. One moment. I thought I had my website on my bio, but maybe I didn't. Uh, I wonder if this will work. All right, let me know if you can see. Um, I put a contact number um in my bio. If you look at my description on my page, let me know if you can see contact us. I did a gematria of my name and it corresponds to the phenomenon of Kemet. Really? See? That's interesting. I've been doing some research. I've been going back in and doing some research on um Kemet lately, and also doing some research on the Maya as well. There's some interesting connections. Puha. Encouraging people to follow my Discord that I have in my description. Um, but if you're looking for a personal reading, you can also text that number. They're all connected. Yes, they're definitely connected, most intuitively. You said that you're a triple air sign, a triple air. All of you have planets in all three air signs. Miss Cree, you don't see the contact information in my description? You should see it. You might have to scroll down a little bit. Let me see. Did I save it? I don't think I could put it. They won't let me put it. Yeah, they don't want me to put that in there. You're not going to see that. They don't want phone numbers in there. That makes sense. Um, that was why the. Okay, I put my website in there, so um, you can also communicate with me on the website. On the bottom right hand corner of the website, there's a chat there. I'm going to talk you through it while you're here, um, so that we can connect. Pardon me for the confusion and the long form reaching for interpretations. Aquarius, Libra, and Gemini. Miss Cree, talk to me. Let me know if you see that website, and it's right underneath my cash app. Is that Aquarius Sun, Libra Sun, Gemini Sun? What is that? I assume it's Aquarius Sun. You believe it'd be beneficial for you to know and not believe that you have the Sun in Aquarius. That's not something you want to believe. You want to know that. Almost certain is sketchy too, still. You want to know for sure. I guess belief does at its core mean trust, to have trust and confidence, faith. But I don't want to trust that I have the Sun in Aquarius if I have the Sun in Aquarius. I want to know without a shadow of a doubt that the Sun and where all my planets are. I want to know. You got them all? I just want to know if you have the website. Living Waters, good afternoon. How are you? Welcome in. You're more than welcome to put your zodiac sign in the chat, your big three. I'm also doing donation based deep dives. Life Setch? What do you mean, Life Setch? Yeah, the core meaning of belief is to hold dear, to trust, to love. Interesting. There you go. You got it. Now, do you see in the bottom right hand corner? I don't know if you're on the if you're on another device. Pisces, Scorpio, Scorpio, huh? Polha has a grand trine, and you have a grand trine in the air signs. You have a grand trine in the water signs, living waters, thus the living waters, I suppose. Living waters Riri. Wow. Congratulations on your all your efforts and your the work that you've done over the course of the past 2 years. You know, right off the bat, I've recognized um the pattern of the sun sign Pisces and this time of the year, every year around this time of the year, you notice how even if you get 8 to 10 hours of sleep, you still need more rest for some reason. Something about the system. It's like you're at the end of a cycle. Like I've noticed that right before an individual's birthday, there's kind of like a dissolving process, like the last of the cycle, the ending, the cleansing, and then you get that recharge on your birthday of sorts. But the last 2 years, it's been a growth, it's been a learning lesson in regards to finding energy. And it doesn't necessarily mean that like you might even notice that you get 8 hours, 8 to 10 hours of rest, and you're even in the house, you might be watching TV all day, right? You're not even doing too much, but at the end of the day, you're like, I'm just be. You know what I'm saying? Oh, what is this? I didn't even do nothing today. But it's part of the process of, you know, it's part of the healing process and it's part of, you know, situating things like in your mind, like circumstances. A lot of meditation, a lot of contemplation on serious matters in the life, that even takes energy. We could run a marathon, a decathlon and be tired, and we can also be sitting still and processing and integrating, and that takes energy as well. We'd like to know eventually where can I live at, like I said, geographically, and such a thing. Might be here. Yes, for it. You're talking about astrocartography. I'm familiar geographically. That's not something that I would do online. That's a little more involved. Um, that's like a one-on-one going over your chart, looking at your natal chart, looking at your progress chart, looking at your astrocartography chart. Yeah. Paxton Ketty. What are those? be mummited with. I'm not sure what you mean, what Pax and Ketty are. Are those asteroids? I'm not familiar. What is that? Paxi? No entiendo. I don't understand what you mean by that. Yeah, so um yeah, that doesn't ring a bell. Paxi MB and Pax or and Ketty. I'm not sure. Unless you're talking about the North Node, Rahu and Ketu. Well, Living Waters, I just put my website in my bio. It's just underneath my Cash App. Um, and on my website, you can reach out to me. You can actually message me at any time of the day in the bottom right hand corner. So you can ask me a question there. You can do all kinds of stuff there. Yeah, so Koha, you definitely want to find out what that app is asking. If you were to join my Discord and take a screenshot of it and ask me, I would answer that question on the Discord. Not for nothing. And for something at the same time. My Discord is in the description. It's a great way to stay in touch with little tidbits, little excerpts, and it's discounts on readings too. And ask questions that the community that's there on the Discord is something that um would be kind of like getting like perks for the content that I do. You did it work? I'm not sure. I have to check. I usually get a notification. What did you do, Miss Creed? Did you join the Discord? What did you do? What did what work? Take your time. Paula, thank you for stopping by. I appreciate you for the comments and the questions. Stay tapped in. Sun in Aquarius. Yes, I see you. Sun in Aquarius, Moon in Scorpio. Sun in Aquarius has to do with knowledge and truth. 13 frequencies. That's a lot. That's a lot of frequencies. That's one way to look at it. And you've been wanting to know a little bit about astrocartography too? That's powerful. Got a lot of water in your chart. I think that uh, individuals have a lot of planets in the water signs are very tapped in psychically. Not 13? Okay, it said I've been listening to 13 frequencies when I sleep. Unless that's not 13. That's what it looks like to me. I would like to be able to respond to stuff on the chat, but I guess not. YouTube doesn't do that. 39-second short was uploaded to your channel as unlisted. Is that what that is? That's cool. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, there's no responding to text on here. It's just speaking, writing. You gotta find a way to fix that or navigate it. Oh, you were talking to text? You kept trying it? Did you send me a message on the website? What's written? Welcome. No, it's fine. I just want to know if you know how to communicate with me on the bottom right hand corner of the website. And yes, Living Waters. I think it's a heightened sense of perception and the ability to synthesize without any prior knowledge of an event. It's like a knowing. It's like an inner synthesis, which some may call connecting the dots for people who have water sign conglomeration. Miss Cree, can you send me a message on the bottom right hand corner of the website? It's not only the 7th house. People seem to think that when you get into a relationship with the zodiac sign of your 7th house, then that's year one. It's
not that easy. And it's not really how it works. The seventh house in the zodiac sign and the planets therein describe what the partner that would potentially work for you. And it also describes the type of relationship that you've been in. Like, it's what you energetically will get and what you pick and what you seek for. And so when we look at the chart, it kind of gives an interpretation of what energy is already manifesting. It's not like, ooh, Capricorn is my seventh house, let me work for a Capricorn, and by finding that Capricorn, everything is going to work out fine. Because part of it is the zodiac sign that's in the seventh house, and another part of it is what that Capricorn's chart dynamics are in tandem with it, in contrast to yours. You see what I'm saying? Ms. Cree Moon, if you look at the bottom right-hand corner, you'll be able to see. There you go. Your seventh house is not blank for life. It appears that way. It appears that way, but it's not blank for life. And even if it is empty, like for example, I'll use this chart for example. This is Capricorn in the seventh house. And you can see how there's no planets located there. But in astrology, each zodiac sign is given or ruled by a specific planet. So Capricorn, for example, is a planet that is attributed to that sign. It's kind of like that planet's home. So the planet Saturn is naturally at home to Capricorn. So if you were to have Capricorn in the seventh house, even though it's empty, Saturn would be the energetic that describes that nature of your relationship. And wherever Saturn is in your chart would describe the type of partner in addition to the zodiac sign in the seventh house. So Capricorn is the sign of structure, order, discipline, maturity. So this individual who's a Cancer rising would look for a partner who's respectful, mature, maybe older. Doesn't mean that it always works, but that's the nature according to that individual's chart. And Saturn, which is the ruler of Capricorn, would describe that partner. So Saturn is in Pisces, and it's in the ninth house in this chart. So this individual's partner perhaps would be a teacher. Or this person would travel for work, possibly. Because the planetary ruler of the seventh, the house of partnership, is located in the ninth house, which is the house of travel. Simply said. So that gets into knowing the planetary rulers. Well, I mean, some people have a certain feeling about Pisces, but what I say about that, Sarah, is that there's a positive and a negative, or an introspective interpretation and an extroverted interpretation, or a good and a bad, right? So maybe you're right. Saturn is ruled by the planet Saturn, and Saturn's in Pisces, and Pisces is and can be on a lower vibratory frequency and the shadowy side can be toxic. So maybe the partner, right, engages in toxicity at the workplace or while they're on journeys and traveling. And that would depend on other testimonies in the chart in relation to the other person's chart. which is called a synastry chart or a composite chart when looking at relationship charts. Exactly. We are both right and wrong. It depends on the aspects. We're saying the same thing. But to automatically say, oh, it's not a good teacher, you know what I mean? That's like automatically looking at the lower vibratory frequency of it, or only focusing on the shadow. You see what I'm saying? That's not truly looking at it for what it's worth, right? That's one-sided. That's tipping the scales. That's that's looking only at the shadow side of it. It's not looking at the sunny side of it, right? Good, bad, sunny, shadowy, pros, cons, positive, negative, and such. It's not unhealed energy. Maybe it is your unhealed energy, but it's your experience or your pattern that you have running, your program that runs, or your neural pathway that runs about Pisces. You might have only have a shadowy side interpretation for Pisces. Toxic, cheating, this, that, and the third, or the seventh, for the sake of your numbers. Zaris, 777. It helps you see yourself. There it is. Different strokes for different folks. And if that works for you, I'm for it. I'm eating parsley. Parsley and ginger. It might be savage, but it's excellent for your breath. Yeah? We have Venus and Aquarius, living waters. No, it's someone who's attracted to intelligence, or someone who's more driven by intelligence, I think. Drawn. Yeah. Sexual attraction through intellectual towards intelligence. It would be someone who is really attracted to someone who's attracted to the intelligence of an individual. Zara, thank you so much for stopping by. Like the live if you can. If you don't subscribe, you don't subscribe, but like the live if you would, if you'd like. Thank you so much. Peace and wellness to you. You're still here? You've been quiet the whole time. You stopped double tapping. You're incognito.
All right. I guess be one left. You don't see Leo? Leo's right here. The same Leo symbol. The lion's mane and the spine of the lion, of a cat. What the symbol's supposed to be. You know, Leo is in Leo has Aquarius in the seventh house. So it's the house of relationships and partnerships, not necessarily intimate relations, but relationships that deal with agreements and contracting, not necessarily a court contract. No. All right, y'all. I'm gonna take a break. Um, thank you so much. Tomorrow, I'm also doing donation-based deep dive readings here. So, if you're interested in reading, you're more than welcome to come back, subscribe, all the fun things. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you so much.